Why women choose some men over others is a question that has fascinated minds for centuries. Is it charm, confidence, or something deeper? Women often seek qualities that resonate with their emotions, values, and vision of a fulfilling life. The truth is, the choices they make reflect their innate desires for connection, respect, and security. As you read on, you'll uncover the subtle yet powerful traits that set certain men apart. These insights could redefine how you view relationships and perhaps transform your own. Stay tuned. The answer might surprise you. Number 1. The psychology of selectivity. The magnetism of being choosy. It's a fascinating and deeply ingrained dance, often driven by primal instincts and the desire to attract a mate. This phenomenon, let's call it intrasexual competition, unfolds not just among humans, but across the animal kingdom. Imagine two male lions battling fiercely for the right to mate with a lioness. The winner not only wins the lioness's favor, but also gets the privilege of passing on his genes. This primal display isn't merely about survival in the moment, it's about shaping the future. Traits that secure victory, whether it's physical strength, cunning strategy, or sheer determination, are passed on to subsequent generations. Over time, these winning characteristics become more prevalent, sculpting the evolutionary landscape. Conversely, traits linked to failure diminish as their bearers fade from the genetic narrative. What's truly spellbinding is how these dynamics weave into the fabric of human evolution. Yes, we may not duel with claws or antlers, but our competitive instincts manifest in subtler, yet equally potent ways. Here's where it gets even more intriguing. Female choice operates on a principle as old as time. Men with the most desirable qualities, charisma, intelligence, ambition, or physical appeal, stand out. These men don't just attract attention, they inspire preference. And this preference isn't random, it's deliberate and discerning. It's as if nature itself whispers, "Choose wisely, for the future depends on it." The men who embody these qualities often enjoy a mating advantage, while those who fall short may find themselves overlooked. But don't mistake this for cold calculation. It's evolution's way of ensuring that the best traits continue to flourish. In our modern world, competition for mates doesn't always involve physical confrontations. More often, it's a battle of wits, charm, and social standing. Humans are unique in their ability to compete through creativity, intelligence, and social influence. Whether it's excelling at work, mastering a craft, or cultivating a magnetic personality, these strategies all serve to elevate one's desirability. Yet this isn't just about winning a partner, it's about rising through the ranks of a social hierarchy. Dominance or prestige often correlates with greater sexual success. The connection is clear. Those at the top enjoy privileges that extend beyond wealth and power. They often command the attention and interest of potential partners. Number 2. Expectations of choice. Let's start with a thought experiment. Imagine two men. One is a powerful CEO, and the other is a teacher living a simple yet fulfilling life. Both are kind, hard-working individuals. But here's the reality. They attract completely different types of women. Let's explore the paradox of attraction and lifestyle, because understanding this could change the way we view love, relationships, and the choices we make. The paradox of success. Now, let's flip the coin. Men with simpler careers, those who may not have a private office or a luxury car, tend to attract women who value quality time and emotional connection. In contrast, powerful CEOs, influential in the corporate world, often find themselves surrounded by women drawn to their status and privileges. These women aren't shallow, but their lifestyle speaks more than the man himself. These women may not care about the emotional gaps in the relationship. They are too busy swiping his credit card. They aren't fazed by his 12-hour workdays or weekend meetings as long as the perks continue. Compare that with a woman willing to take a day off work just to spend time together. It's a stark contrast, isn't it? This is the attention trap that men often fall into. Many men initially value a woman's physical appearance more than her personality. But here's the crucial thing. If you only focus on her looks, you may attract someone who cares more about your lifestyle than who you really are. Imagine this. A powerful CEO works 80 hours a week, gives his partner luxurious gifts, but barely spends any time with her. Who does this man attract? Likely someone who values his lifestyle perks, but isn't emotionally invested in him. As Warren Buffett once said, "Price is what you pay. Value is what you get." Relationships are no different. If your relationship is built on superficiality, its foundation will be fragile. Men with simpler careers often have more opportunities to build emotionally connected relationships. Why? Because their lifestyle allows for quality time and moments of intimacy. Here's a question you should ask yourself. What kind of woman does your lifestyle naturally attract? If you're constantly busy, you might find yourself surrounded by women who are more like accessories than true partners. Emotional connection versus transactional love. Women who value emotional connection and intimacy tend to steer clear of men who are unavailable, either emotionally or physically. These women aren't interested in designer handbags or first-class flights. They want to laugh together over dinner, take spontaneous road trips, or have late-night conversations about life. But when you remove these women who value emotional intimacy, who's left? Often, women who are indifferent to emotional loyalty. These relationships can become hollow, leading to emotional disconnection or infidelity. The issue isn't the size of your wallet or her sparkling beauty. It's the connection you share. Love or desire. Let's be honest, if you need money to win her over, another man's wallet could easily replace yours. Ironically, a man's drive for success can push him away from true relationships. It seems that his ambition inadvertently filters out women who seek emotional intimacy, leaving him with potential partners who might not share those values. When you think about it, it's a sobering realization. We must be realistic about our expectations. If you're a millionaire, the truth is, 9 out of 10 women won't be attracted to you physically. She's likely drawn to your lifestyle, which makes her more likely to seek physical fulfillment elsewhere. The number of women who cheat on their wealthy husbands is staggering. Number 3, why beauty and wealth don't guarantee happiness. This may surprise you, but research shows that beautiful women and wealthy men are among the most deceived individuals. It might seem counterintuitive, right? But consider this. If a man marries a supermodel for her beauty, his attraction to her might be rooted in superficial desires. Similarly, if a woman marries a millionaire for his lifestyle, her loyalty might not withstand emotional indifference. Think of the famous quote by Marilyn Monroe, "If you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best." Relationships built on superficial traits, money or beauty, often collapse under the weight of unmet emotional needs. Instead, consider this. How do you want to build your relationships? If it's a relationship rooted in mutual respect and emotional connection, focus on being present and authentic. Success isn't about impressing others. It's about aligning your life with your values. So how do you break free from the trap of superficial relationships? Start by redefining success. Success in love isn't measured by the car you drive or the house you own. It's about the depth of your relationship. What are you willing to sacrifice for a relationship? If the answer is only physical attraction or social status, it's time to reassess your priorities. Spend time with those who align with your values. A woman who values quality time will never ask you to compromise your integrity to gain her affection. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." When you build a purposeful life, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. Relationships are a reflection of the energy you put out into the world. If you prioritize depth and authenticity, you will attract someone who does the same. Remember, the goal isn't to win someone over with wealth or beauty. It's to connect with someone who values you for who you are. Number 4. Why are women more selective? A deep dive into the science of attraction. Picture this. You're walking through a bustling college campus. A confident stranger approaches you and asks, "Would you like to go out with me tonight?" Intrigued? Maybe. Now, imagine they skip the date and ask, "Would you like to come over to my place?" Or even bolder, "Would you like to sleep with me?" How would you react? Psychologists Elaine Hatfield and Russell Clark ran this exact scenario in a groundbreaking study. Their team sent male and female actors to approach strangers with one of 3 bold questions. The results? Fascinating. The date proposal. Roughly 50% of both men and women said yes. The "come to my place" request. 69% of men agreed, but only 6% of women did. The casual sex offer. A whopping 75% of men said yes, while not a single woman agreed. Why the massive difference? The biology of selectivity evolution might have the answer. Historically, women faced far greater consequences from casual encounters. Think about it. Pregnancy demands at least 9 months of commitment, tying a woman to the biological and emotional costs of her choice. A single act of sex could lead to her being paired with a partner who might not invest in raising a child. Or worse, someone with undesirable traits like poor genetics or low survival skills. This biological asymmetry shaped women's heightened selectivity, especially in short-term or casual relationships. For example, in a one-night stand scenario, both parties might wake up with regrets, but the potential outcomes for women, like an unplanned pregnancy, carry far greater stakes. Modern social dynamics. But it's not just biology at play. Society has written its own rules. Women are often taught to value emotional connection over physical attraction, while men are encouraged to seize the moment. These cultural norms mold behavior, even when societal judgment is absent. Interestingly, this phenomenon transcends borders. Replications of the study in European countries confirm similar trends. While some women may entertain casual encounters with particularly attractive or famous men, cue Brad Pitt or Ryan Gosling vibes, the overall pattern remains the same. Women are less inclined toward casual sex than men. It's all about context. Here's the kicker. Women's decisions aren't a blanket rejection of casual experiences. They're just far more context-dependent. The selectivity isn't about saying no to adventure. It's about saying yes with intention. So what does this teach us? Attraction isn't just about desire. It's about risk, reward, biology, and the social scripts we've inherited. It's a dance between our instincts and the stories we've been told. If this made you pause and think, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share this video with someone who'd love a deep dive into the fascinating science of human connection. Let's keep the conversation going. Number 5. Intelligence and selectivity. The gender divide in preferences. Have you ever wondered how much intelligence truly matters in relationships? It turns out, the answer is complex and fascinating, especially when you compare how men and women approach this question. When surveyed about the minimum intelligence level they would accept in a long-term partner, both men and women generally agree on a benchmark, somewhere in the 65th to 70th percentile. That makes sense. Intelligence can indicate compatibility, problem-solving abilities, and shared goals. But here's where things get interesting. For women, this preference remains fairly steady, even when the relationship context shifts to something purely sexual. Women typically still look for partners in the 60th percentile or higher. Men, on the other hand, their standards for intelligence drop dramatically when evaluating short-term or purely sexual partners. In some cases, intelligence becomes almost irrelevant. Why does this happen? Is it biology, social conditioning, or could it tie into personality traits like agreeableness or even darker traits, such as those found in the so-called dark triad of narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy? Personality traits and emotional connections. The role of agreeableness, a Big Five personality trait encompassing compassion and empathy, might offer clues. People who score high on agreeableness are more likely to value emotional connection in relationships. Could it be that women, on average, are more agreeable and therefore more focused on emotional depth and mutual understanding, even in casual encounters? Now let's flip the coin, the dark triad. Research shows that individuals scoring high on these traits often prioritize personal gain over emotional connection, leading to starkly different relationship dynamics. Interestingly, men are more likely to exhibit dark triad traits, which could partially explain the gender divide in how intelligence factors into sexual attraction. A broader perspective. Steve Gangestad and Jeff Simpson's sociosexual orientation inventory, which includes statements like, "Sex without love is okay," sheds more light. Men typically score higher on this scale, averaging around 5.5 on a 7-point scale, indicating general agreement. Women, on the other hand, average closer to 3.5, reflecting a more cautious approach to separating emotional intimacy from physical intimacy. Does this mean men are inherently less focused on emotional bonds? Not necessarily. It could be that social expectations and evolutionary pressures have shaped these differences. Still, it raises a provocative question. How much of our behavior is rooted in biology, and how much is a product of societal norms? Bridging the gap. As Albert Einstein once said, intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Intelligence isn't just a static trait, it's a tool for connection, creativity, and resilience. So perhaps the real question isn't whether intelligence matters, but how we use it to deepen our relationships. Are we prioritizing the traits that truly make us thrive as partners? Whether you're seeking long-term love or navigating casual dating, understanding the dynamics of intelligence, personality, and emotional connection can make all the difference. So, how would you measure compatibility in a partner? Would intelligence top your list, or would you prioritize something else entirely? Number 6. Why modern society often prioritizes material qualities in men. Have you ever wondered why so many conversations about relationships revolve around what a man brings to the table financially? Is it superficiality, or could there be something deeper driving this focus? Let's take a step back and uncover the layers behind this modern phenomenon. A shift rooted in survival. Historically, a man's ability to provide wasn't just attractive, it was essential. Early human survival depended on resources like food, shelter, and security, which men traditionally supplied. But today, in a world where women are increasingly financially independent, why does this focus persist? The modern pressure cooker. Our consumer-driven society glorifies material success. Social media amplifies this, showcasing lifestyles that scream luxury, lavish vacations, designer wardrobes, and sprawling homes. Many women, consciously or subconsciously, are influenced by these ideals. Who wouldn't want to escape financial stress or build a life with stability and opportunity? Let's pause for a moment. Is this desire truly about wealth, or does it reflect a deeper yearning for security, ambition, and shared dreams? Research by psychological science shows that women, across cultures, tend to prioritize traits that signal stability and ambition when evaluating potential partners. Yet these traits aren't just about dollars. They're about character. Here's where it gets tricky. By focusing too much on material needs, are we risking losing sight of emotional connection and values? What happens to empathy, shared experiences, and genuine love? As entrepreneur Tony Robbins wisely said, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Could this apply to relationships too? What if we redefined what success in a partner means? Instead of equating it to a bank account, why not focus on resilience, kindness, and the ability to dream big together? A man's capacity to provide could also mean emotional support, adaptability, or the courage to take risks. Number 7. Breaking the illusion. Red pill content and the truth about healthy relationships. Have you ever wondered why some men seem stuck in cycles of frustration and disappointment in relationships? They blame women, society, or the system, but the real issue might be closer to home. Let's talk about the so-called red pill philosophy, a worldview that claims to unveil the truth about women and relationships. But is it really offering solutions, or is it keeping men trapped in their insecurities? The red pill paradox. At its core, red pill content caters to men who feel disillusioned, hurt, or rejected. It promises empowerment, but often delivers bitterness. Successful, confident men, those who build fulfilling relationships, rarely consume red pill material. Why? Because they don't need it. They're busy living their lives, making wise choices, and growing alongside supportive partners. In contrast, the men drawn to this content are often grappling with unhealed wounds or poor judgment in choosing partners. Red pill teachings exploit these vulnerabilities, amplifying fear and mistrust instead of fostering personal growth. It's like giving a bandage for a broken leg, superficially comforting, but ultimately ineffective. For example, studies in psychology show that focusing on external blame, like the behavior of women, prevents individuals from addressing their internal growth. A self-defeating cycle. Imagine someone telling you, "You'll never find genuine love unless you manipulate or control others." That's essentially the red pill message. It paints women as adversaries and relationships as battles to win. Yet, lasting, meaningful connections thrive on mutual respect, trust, and shared values. Take this. Red pill ideology glorifies wealth and status as the ultimate keys to attraction. While these traits might attract superficial relationships, they rarely sustain deeper connections. As Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Authentic love isn't about what you have, it's about who you are. The real work, building stronger foundations. So what's the alternative? It starts with self-awareness and accountability. If you've been hurt or repeatedly found yourself in toxic relationships, ask yourself, am I ignoring red flags? Am I choosing partners out of insecurity instead of self-respect? This isn't about blaming yourself, it's about empowering yourself. For instance, a study in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that individuals with higher emotional intelligence report more satisfying and stable relationships. This means learning to set boundaries, communicate effectively, and choose wisely. These skills aren't innate, they're cultivated. The truth about women and relationships. Here's the truth. Women aren't your enemies. If you view them as such, you're likely projecting your own unresolved insecurities. Yes, there are dishonest people out there, just like in any group. But strong boundaries and self-respect act as your safeguards. Think of it this way. You lock your doors, not because you hate the world, but because you value your safety. If you're repeatedly hurt or betrayed, the problem isn't all women. It's the patterns you're choosing to ignore. Start asking, what can I do to make better choices? Instead of building walls, build discernment. Moving forward. If I could offer one piece of advice to men caught in the red pill echo chamber, it's this. Let go of the bitterness. Bitterness doesn't protect you, it isolates you. Life is too short to build relationships on fear and suspicion. Remember the words of Viktor Frankl: when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. The real red pill is this: you are capable of more than you've been told. Stop chasing external validation, stop fearing vulnerability, and start cultivating the strength to build the life and relationships you truly deserve. Attraction isn't something you chase, it's something you become. This powerful truth reminds us that the way you carry yourself, your mindset, and your values play pivotal roles in why women choose some men over others. Confidence, emotional intelligence, and authenticity are the real game changers in relationships. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude strength, self-respect, and purpose, a rare combination that sets you apart from the crowd. In this journey of understanding what makes a man unforgettable, we've prepared an exciting video for you. How to become the man women can't forget. It's not just about impressing her, it's about becoming the best version of yourself, someone who leaves a lasting mark. If this resonates with you, show your support by hitting the like button, subscribing to The Stoic Goddess, and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to ensure you never miss out on more incredible insights. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.